Hannah Oli Pop Rock Radio. Estás escuchando Jamie Roxx de Pop Rock Radio. Manténganse al tanto.
Hej, det här är Hits från Sverige och vi lyssnar till Pop Rock Radio med Jamie Roxx.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. This is the Pop Roxx Radio Talk Show. I'm your host, pop art painter Jamie Roxx, and this is the big show. You found it. I sure am glad you did. Out of all the podcasts out there, you decided to watch ours. How cool is that? How cool is that? Before introducing our beautiful, stunning guest tonight and everything, I must address something that you will definitely notice, and I will get email or DMs about, and the tale of it, how it came to be. This horrible disfigurement that you see upon my face. I was getting ready. We were getting ready to do the show. Dani, my beautiful wife, had reminded me that we got to do the show. Okay, so I went in the bathroom to shave. Got to do that before the show. And I noticed my awesome Isaac Asimov sideburns were looking a little ragged. And about once every week and a half or so, I have some clippers and I trim them up. Look presentable. In that process, I'm thinking about this painting I'm figuring out for tomorrow that I'm going to start working on tomorrow. And my mind just wasn't on the task at hand. I forgot to put, the clippers come with little attachments you put on them, deciding how much space you want to trim. I forgot to put it on entirely. So I went, whoop. And as you can see, the sideburns will be back in a couple of weeks.
And now I just have a front row seat to the sideburns, or
can't look away from them,
or lack thereof.
Exactly. So that is my life, the absent-minded artist. Anyhow, as I mentioned, this is my beautiful, stunning wife. We've been together a long time.
What, like 15 years?
Yeah,
something
15
like that?
years. Technically married in
2020. So technically married for 4.
Yeah.
So beginning of
spring
2025, it'll be 5 years married.
But been together since 2010.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long time, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a
long time. Okay. I'm kidding.
Blink twice if you need help.
When you always see those YouTubes, they always order something weird, or there's some kind of signal that women are supposed to do.
Yeah, but that's not a joking symbol.
I know it's not. It's very serious and very true.
Serious, and I don't remember what it is.
I don't either.
So I would be in trouble. I know that there's the one if you go to a bar and you ask for the angel shot or angel drink or something like that. They're supposed to. No, I don't know.
Angel shot. Anyway.
I'm really big and really scary, so people usually don't.
Exactly.
Mess with me.
They don't worry that Dani's being abused. They worry that I will be abused.
Your neighbor did when we first met.
That's very true. True.
Mm-hmm.
Well, kind of. It was so funny. Dani was driving a little Kia Soul, and she comes, and technically wasn't a date. We were going to do a photo shoot.
We were hanging out.
Yeah,
I was in a relationship with someone. And it was platonic.
Yeah. And so she gets out. She unfolds. When Dani gets out of her car, it's like she's taken off a pair of pants or something. She unfolds out of a million years ago when I was a kid.
It's like coming out of a clown car.
There was a show called That's Incredible. And it was an hour-long show, 45 minutes. And what they did is they'd have clips. Today we have YouTube and stuff. Didn't have that back then. But they would have clips of something crazy. And they would say, that the whole audience, that's incredible. And there was one guy, he was on like once a month. And he was called the Yogi Kudu. And he was from India, somewhere in the subcontinent. And
he folded himself into a suitcase.
Yeah, and he had that much control over his body. And he would fold himself, usually a suitcase or he had a glass box for a while.
Oh, so you could see him.
So you could see him, and he was in there. It wasn't a magic trick. That was his thing.
He just could fold himself.
But when the first time seeing Dani get out of her car, it reminded me of the Yogi Kudu getting out of the suitcase or something, because she just, like a transformer, and then she was out. And where I was staying at the time, I had this neighbor, this old Southern racist.
Well, I couldn't drive in those shoes either.
Right.
So
She's wearing the clubbing Frankenstein boots that have a
the giant, like
platform.
the 6-inch, like tall platform demonia boots, and like with all the buckles all the way up to the knee, and spandex, and
she's in all of her gear, and so she gets out of this car, and old Lamar, and this guy, he was all right. Yeah, that was his name. He was all right. He was just an old racist Southern guy. He was old. Product of his time. And not an excuse. Don't be racist towards anybody out there. Anyway, he just looked at her, and he looked back at me, looked back over to her, getting out of the car when she stood up. And she's 6'1". I'm 5'6", so there's a little bit of a difference. Yeah. You think I'm 5'5"? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Emasculate me some more there, dear.
No, you're
Jesus.
Shrinking. You're shrinking in your age.
Probably. It's going out.
No.
Anyway, he just looked and he goes, all I'm going to say, boys, don't piss her off. She'll nail you into the ground with her fist.
He didn't say this in front of me. Jamie told me this many, many months later. I didn't know this was said behind my back. But I laugh about it now. My whole goal is to just make people...
He was just an old man trying to give me some advice, is all.
Yeah. I just want to be, like, my presence to be off-putting.
That's a goal, babe. That's a goal. We all need personal goals to work towards and strive for. I hope everybody out there is meeting there. Yeah, so that was our first get together. We met, and I was visiting Florida, a friend in Florida. We had went out to a nightclub. Dani was there, and that's how we officially met. And we became friends and stuff, and the rest is history. Here we are. It's very, very cool. It's definitely made me a better person. Well, I shouldn't say you made me. You helped me see potential in myself that had been lacking before, something I had overlooked.
That's so nice.
With us in our relationship, we helped me on that path, and that's a good thing. I used to party. I used to live real fast, and I think a lot of people out there probably know I hung out at a lot of nights. I was single. I was wolfing around. I was living a pretty fast life. Especially in California, and not just because it was fun and I'm a jerk. No, because that's where a lot of the people that were buying my paintings were hanging out. That's where I did a lot of art business, believe it or not, was in big nightclubs. It's where I met people and people met me, and it worked out that way. But regardless, I cut all that out when I met Dani and we moved here, got a little more serious with things, realized I could still have a thriving art business.
And a successful relationship.
And
be healthy. Yeah. And be like a balanced human.
Well, exactly. And people ask me now, they're like, well, why don't you used to drink a lot and stuff. And I'm like, well, because I like my life. Not that I disliked it then. It just, I didn't have a lot of direction. And once you do, and once we got beautiful studio Dog Mei Ling, who's over there in her kennel, I said, I got to get it together, man. I got to get it together for Mei Ling. Dani Schmanny. No,
who cares
kidding.
about your wife?
I'm kidding.
We got to get it together for the dog.
Nah, there's a million factors to it. Additionally, I can't party like that anymore, even if I wanted to. I'm old. Well,
it's not even about that. And
a lot of mileage.
He was saying, too, that we met and he stopped doing all of that, and that wasn't because of me. Like, I didn't make him do that. I didn't say my way or the highway. Like, when you're in a healthy relationship, you don't have to do that. You just want to be a better person for your partner. So I think that was part of that too.
Absolutely.
Was you wanting to be a better person for yourself, but also the other person making you want to be a better person.
That's very true. And folks, I will say this.
Support system.
Absolutely. I am no relationship expert. I I for a long time I was an expert in how not to do something, but got that down real well. Pardon me, folks, if I get something in my throat, but I don't have a cough button here. Anyway, it doesn't matter. What was I saying? Oh, I'm by no means a relationship expert, but I will say this: something I'm an old man, been around a little bit. I've seen a few things. It's a very hard road if you are trying to fix someone or if you are trying to find someone to fix you.
You can't fix someone
No.
else. You can't fix someone else. A lot of people spend a lot of time trying to fix other people when they should be trying to work on themselves.
Exactly. If you get right with you, somebody else can get right with you. It's real simple. It ain't a big mystery. There's all these and I see these, and I'm an old man. I'm out of step with probably a few things. I see the YouTube videos where these young guys are complaining that they can't meet any girls anymore. They're all stuck up and blah, blah, blah. And then I see other videos where all the girls are saying, well, guys don't even approach me. I go out and blah, blah, blah. Well, cut the BS and just talk to each other. Go out, be cool, get your game down a little bit, guys. Watch a couple James Bond movies or something. Figure it out. Get you some good clothes.
Dated.
That's all I'm saying. But the key is you ain't gonna meet somebody sitting on your couch playing Halo or video games or something.
Halo
or whatever.
I'm so out of touch.
Whatever the kids are playing these days.
Playing.
You gotta go physically talk to somebody.
Or you could meet people online.
Yeah, you can't. I don't know anything about that.
He doesn't know anything about that.
No, but there's all those sites, Kettle Fish and all that
Kettle!
stuff.
It's not a kettle. He constantly says kettle of fish, but it's Plenty of Fish. We are not sponsored by Plenty of Fish. We did not meet online or on Kettle of Fish, as he says. But there are a lot of people who do meet online.
That's true. That's very true.
My youngest sister and her boyfriend who bought a house last year. They met online. They're in a really great, healthy, solid relationship. I think a lot of people can meet partners online. I think it just depends on you and how open you are and like the connection that you make. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, especially in this day and age with the technology that we have.
Absolutely. I agree 150%. Just be careful out there. Check people out.
Be careful out. Tell a friend where you're going.
Exactly. We've all watched Law and Order. Come on.
Do it smart. If you're going to do it smart.
Yeah. But also, remember, too, that humans are human. You know what I mean? A lot of people have unrealistic expectations when it comes to many things. I see this a lot with the show. I get a lot of acts, bands, people I've met in that world, in entertainment. And I get it. They've all watched The Voice, and they're like, I'm a good singer. I'm just going to go on there and sing. And suddenly I'm flying in a Learjet and dating models.
Sometimes that happens.
Yeah, and good
but
luck.
That's like
Great.
The 1%, the 0.5%.
Folks, the reality is I can think in my head right now of about 6 or 7 people that have went very far on competition shows and
sustained that.
And haven't sustained it. I've known people that have made it on the shows, and that's great, and they won some money and prizes and what have you. Today, one is a very good bartender in Nashville. The other, life came in. That just because they did well on the show didn't mean fanfare and they were the next Beatles or something.
They're very successful at something else.
Yeah. And that's great. There's nothing wrong with any of that. I'm not putting anybody or any of that down. I'm just saying, I think, and even in the world of dating, I've known people, I've talked to people, young girls usually, because that's all I do is go around talking to young girls. No, but we have a million friends. But one in particular, I was thinking, she was saying, well, I would date a guy, but he's got to make X amount of money and blah, 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 and he's got to be this tall. And she had a whole list. And I'm like, that's great. Good luck with that. But why don't you just talk to a few people and whatnot? Might have something in common with somebody. Maybe he's How does that song go? The Gold Digger song? Maybe he's doing the fries today, but tomorrow he's going to be in the register. He's got that ambition. Look for that. As opposed to just, oh, he's got this much in the bank and stuff.
Well, I feel, too, if we're going to talk about relationship, apparently this is the relationship show.
I just want the views, baby. I just want the views. That's all I'm saying. No,
he's not. But if we're talking about relationships, I don't even know what we're talking about anymore because that just made me laugh and now I don't know what's happening.
No, I was saying people have unrealistic expectations when it comes to dating sometimes.
I feel like the world needs more love in it. I feel like the world needs more acceptance in it. So I feel like people are going to have taste. You're going to have taste in a different type of person. Like, you're going to be attracted to a specific type of person. And that's fine. To be attracted and have physical traits that you prefer. Fine. Cool. But not everything should be based around physicality, money, status, job, what kind of car do they drive, do they have...
Who do they know?
What
clubs they can get you in.
Yeah,
that kind of bullshit.
Really matter. If you just open your mind and talk to people and see them for people, now don't ignore the red flags. If there's a red flag, don't ignore the red flag. Listen to that red flag and run far, far away from it. But at the same time, like, we would have never gotten together because I'm not his type and he's not my type, but we work so well together and we gave each other a shot and here we are.
And we had some pretty cool conversation. Remember those early conversations? We were in that, and everybody's going to think I've scripted and made this up. We were at that abandoned circus trailer.
Oh my God, when I tell people how we met, and he took me out to an abandoned circus car trailer, and then we went through the woods and we ended up
looking for those giant dinosaurs. Yeah, there was a camp.
And then we ran away from that, but there were dinosaurs, and he promised me dinosaurs. We never did see the dinosaurs.
There was an attraction there that I just found out. I don't know if I sent you that.
No.
They closed down. They're out of business now.
The whole thing?
The whole thing is done.
That was the shell factory.
The shell factory in North Fort Myers there.
That's so sad.
I was staying in a place behind there, and then there was a drive-in movie. It doesn't matter. But anyway... past the woods, you could see these. I guess at some point they had a miniature golf or something. You could see
like the dinosaur heads.
Yeah, and there were these
like
concrete
heads.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So we wanted to get some pictures by them. We were looking to take pictures.
Well, no, we went to the circus car to take pictures, and then you were like, "I think there's dinosaurs over here," and then you lured me in with the dinosaurs, and I was like, "Hell yeah, I want to go see dinosaurs." And so then we started walking through the woods to go to the dinosaur. Mind you, this is the first time we're meeting up. I didn't remember who he was. We were talking online for a while. So we'd met in person, but we talked online for way longer.
I painted that corset.
I know. So we're out there, and I'm in my shit stomping boots. We're walking through a field to an abandoned circus car. Like, you could have murdered me.
Yeah. But the point is... We were sitting in this abandoned...
We were supposed to go see dinosaurs.
But before the dinosaurs, we started having these amazing conversations about what kind of art we were into and what artists we liked and music. Remember The Darkness? We were both into.
And that's when The Darkness was popular still.
I had just seen that movie, Abraham Lincoln versus the Vampires, I was telling you all about. Because that's actually a good movie. I know it sounds like a joke, everybody.
I still never watched.
No, she hasn't. Seen it. You would love it. Well, maybe not, because you're pro-vampire.
I like vampires.
And
I want to be a vampire.
Honest Abe was definitely not pro-vampires in that movie.
No.
He had an axe with a silver head on it.
He's the vampire slayer.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
But it was a great movie.
We've been talking about vampires for quite a few days now. And I continuously...
Oh, they can't see it. I point to the screen.
It's this one.
This one.
Right here.
Yeah.
I love vampires. I would like to be a vampire. I don't know if your followers are the same people who follow things that I follow, but I've been following the little pygmy hippo, Moodang.
That bites people.
Who bites people. And I'm like, I want to be ungovernable and just bite people. Like, I could be a vampire. So I did indeed buy vampire fangs, and I think I'm just going to bite people.
Anyhow. No, the point of what I'm saying...
Thanks for supporting me in all of my endeavors of becoming a vampire.
the point of what I'm saying is you have a conversation with somebody, you get to know somebody, you might just be, and even if they're not your type, you might be surprised on some of the things the commonality that can happen that you do have in common. It's the world is much more interesting. You have a little bit of an open mind, and you with things or people, places, whatever. No, don't get me wrong. There's some. I have some meatloaf tendencies besides my girth, in that I would do anything for love, but there's a few things I wouldn't do. You know what I mean? just throwing it out there, being real, living my truth.
I don't think I found out what those are yet, though. So.
No, you know. Anyhow, freaky artists, right? No.
But not even in that sense.
Mm-mm.
I don't think I could get you to go out into a field again to find dinosaurs.
Probably not. Probably not. Well, because no need now. I have the wife, and
I can also not get him to go to a concert with me.
It's just a lot of You know what? We did go to a concert.
You hated it. You'll never go again.
There was a radio station I listened to, and they were giving away some concert tickets. Yeah, folks, I listen to actual radio too sometimes.
All the time.
Yeah, it's
he puts it on for Mei Ling.
And yeah, we just have. It's nice to have when you're working to have some background music. Anyway, they were giving away concert tickets, and it was an '80s revival just a couple years ago concert, which means is they get all these bands that had a couple hits or maybe one or two, and they'll have a headline. This headline was Boy George.
Yeah,
was going to be the main attraction, and they had about 180,000 other bands. I think they had 11 other bands.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like they had Katrina from the Waves, not Katrina and the Waves.
Because the Waves weren't there.
Exactly.
The Waves.
When in Rome played and wouldn't get off the stage, they had to.
They were on there for so long,
they
and people kept trying to get them off the stage, and they just kept going forever. More power to you. They were having a great time. It was not a bad set, but we were like, oh my god.
Even my trance music isn't 18-minute remix. 18 minutes is a long time for one song. Anyway, it was good. It was fun, but we get there and the place is packed.
And it's hot.
The place is packed. It's super hot. It's outdoor.
It was raining earlier in the day, so it's super humid because we're in South Florida, so the humidity is like 300%.
So it's all these Ace of Base. Danny really liked Ace of Base.
Was my first CD I ever bought.
So they were playing. So that's, I won the tickets, and I was like, yeah, this would be a nice present. So we went, and it was hot and humid, and
oh, you were so upset. He was so miserable.
No, I wasn't upset about this, but I will say this because it's true. It's true. And every stereotype has a little bit of a kernel of truth to it. What makes it a stereotype? I'm not saying that's a good thing or justifiable.
I'm so excited about what you're going to say. I don't know what you're going to say.
So this was all 80s new wave bands, mostly, They
weren't new wave, were they?
Oh, kind of. Those 80s bands.
80s bands.
Let me just put it this way, folks. Nobody was getting their hair cut or styled that night because everybody was at this giant outdoor concert of a certain LGBTQ plus persuasion. This place was packed. I don't think there was an LGBTQ plus person outside in South Florida that wasn't there. Well, the point I'm making is we're at this outdoor concert.
But it was like all the elder,
people my age.
It was like the elder gays.
Exactly.
All the elder gays were there.
And we were packed like sardines. It was just, I was like... Oh,
I was having a great time.
Danny, well, because everybody loves Danny. Anyhow, they're like, who's that grouchy little guy there?
Who's that little man that she's with? Why is she with him?
Did she bring her dad? What is this? Her grandpa? What is this? No. What it was, I remember I looked at my watch.
Yeah, because you're like, oh my god, it has to be almost time. Like, we're almost done, right?
We gotta be out of here
soon. It had been like 25 minutes.
It was 7:30. Boy, as in George, hit the stage at 11. I'm like, God,
he was so mad.
Never again.
He was so mad. We didn't even wait. We couldn't even stay. We found a picnic bench. He did get to sit at the picnic bench. I think we got you a snack and a drink. That held you over for a good 5 minutes. And then we were back to being grumpy and hot again. And then I think we left before.
We watched a couple songs.
We were in the car. No, we were in the car before Boy George even hit the stage. We made it to Ace of Base.
Okay. I think that was, you're right. That was the compromise.
We did not hear Boy George at all.
Sorry, boy, if you're out there listening.
I'm really upset. I would have stayed, but I have a really grumpy old man.
That's why I don't go to concerts with her, because what? Go with your girlfriends or your crowd of people that go to Ren Fair with you or whatever. And
my multiple squads.
And have fun. You don't need me there ruining the night. I stay here with the dog and very happy with that.
You enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were looking because we got the update for Sick New World today. They dropped the set list. So
in Vegas, you guys going back out?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the set lists. Like, I don't know how I feel about it. That is not neither here nor there. We're thinking about it. But I do want to go back to Vegas. I love Vegas.
Vegas, fun town.
I know. I called you when I was in Vegas.
You had never been to Vegas,
I'd never been to Vegas. I went to Vegas with Issa, who I call my wifey. So she's one of my best friends, and she lives in Miami. And so we went, and
Leonardo, Vanessa,
and Yusuf.
Yusuf.
So it was us. Poor Yusuf. Yusuf was like the third wheel. Yusuf is Issa's husband. Did
you see his post on Facebook during Hurricane Milton?
No.
He's out in St. George, Utah, rock climbing.
Good for him.
Yeah, and he's hope everybody's enjoying the hurricane back home.
Yeah, he's okay, bye.
He's got all this gear strapped on
him. His wife is at home.
Yeah,
it's cool. It's fine. So I'm out there with my wifey and Vanessa, and we're like hanging out, and I call Jamie, and I go, hey, but I think I live here now. I'm not coming back.
Tell my parents
I love you. I'll see you maybe one day again.
If you come out to Vegas.
But you did say, you go, I would move to Vegas.
Absolutely.
Oh, I love Vegas. I would move to Vegas in a heartbeat.
I lived there briefly, about 6 months. And it was all right. I had a good time. It was a different part of my life, though. It was a different time in my life. And I was getting over a breakup. That's never a good time in a young man's life. Or semi-young man at the time.
I was not.
No, you were having a great time.
I was having a great time. I was out in Vegas going to a music festival, getting tattoos, going to the Meow Wolf event thing. I was just out there living my best life.
I'm telling you.
I'm never coming home from Vegas. I said, I freaking live here now. I'm never coming back. I love it here. My hair had never looked better. My makeup had never looked better. My skin was pretty. It was so dry. I was like, oh, I'm a lizard now. This is great. I love it here.
It's crazy. It's crazy. My first night in Vegas when I moved there, I had rented this house sight unseen off of Craigslist. I like I said, went through a breakup. I was done with San Diego and all of that. I said, I need some fresh scenery. I'm out of here, buddy. I'm out of here. And so I moved up to Vegas, met the landlord, got the key, went to the house, unloaded the truck, one of those deals. And right next to this, and this was a bad part of town, 10th and Ogden, folks. If those who know Vegas, it's downtown. It's a rough. There was a reason that house was the price it was.
Like near Old Vegas?
Oh, yeah. Down there. Right down there. I used to walk. You could walk to Fremont Street from where I lived.
Yeah, it's a little sketchy.
Oh, it was very sketchy.
Fremont, it's a little sketchy.
So on this lot where this house was.
Even on Fremont's sketchy.
I'm telling you. There were two houses on the same lot. Mine in front and then one behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And next to that was a assisted living care, an elder group apartment type deal. And there was this group of guys that stood out front. It looked like King of the Hill, but they were elders. And they just stood out there all day, bullshitting and smoking cigarettes, spitting, chewing tobacco.
Ew.
Yeah, that was the scene. And so the first night was crazy. I woke up. I heard a lot of sirens that first night and stuff. It sounded like cops, radios and stuff. But I didn't think much. I'm in a new city. I don't know what's going on. I grew up in Detroit. I know enough to, if you hear cops and siren, when you're in your house, don't go out there because you don't want to get in the middle of something. So I waited till morning and went out, and the guys were all out there. And I'm like, guys, what the hell happened last night? They're like, oh, man. It was Will. William. And I'm like, who's William? He goes, he was the fellow who lived in the house behind yours. And I said, well, what happened? He goes, well, he did himself in. I forgot we're on YouTube. He
unalived
self-deleted himself that
he
night.
Unalived?
Yeah. And,
you can't say that.
Oh, okay. Well, he had an issue.
What the hell?
It was very sad, very tragic. And I said, well, but I wanted to know the story. I'm like, what the heck happened? What would lead to such an outcome? And I'll never forget it as long as I live. He just shook his head and he goes, son, this is Las Vegas, and that happens in Las Vegas sometimes. And then they all went back inside to get more coffee. Happened. Yeah, it was just a Tuesday. And I walked back into my place slightly shaken. Shook. Yeah, because that was a conversation I just had. And I made one note I'm like, no matter what happens in this town, do not wind up like William. That's the goal.
William. Leave before you turn into William.
I never knew if it was a woman or gambling. Who knows? Medical issue, pain. I don't know. I never heard anything more about it. And that happened the first night I was in Las Vegas.
I know you always said really crazy things about the Golden Nugget too, but when I was there, they were doing a lot of work on the Golden Nugget and it was looking much better.
They're always doing work on everything in Vegas. No, Golden Nugget's all right. Circus on the other. I shouldn't be saying any of this.
I don't think
Excalibur.
Oh no, that was awful.
Yeah.
Excalibur was in rough shape. Circus was even worse shape because the music festival that we went to was right behind Circus, and I don't even think that Circus was open.
Yeah, it might not have been.
Like everything looked very run down. That circus car that we had gone to on our very first time hanging out together was in better shape.
And it sat outside for 50 years, abandoned
in a field.
In a field.
Well, I mean, in its defense, Circus is also in a field.
Big desert. It's on a beach. There's no water,
water.
It's a beach.
Just a field. Big empty field with a music festival next to it.
Yeah, so that. Yeah,
I love Vegas.
I do too, and I always have a good time there. And I always.
It's crazy.
It is crazy, and you meet crazy people. I've seen a lot of things in Vegas. A lot of zany adventures, and yeah, I had a good time.
Me too.
It got to a point though where I like I said, I was there 6 months, and then I'm like, I need to see some water. I need the beach. And I went back home to San Diego just because I missed all my friends and everything. But anyway, I made new ones out in Vegas. It just wasn't... Vegas is very cool. There's certain scenes I really dig in Vegas. They have a giant rockabilly scene that you just don't see other places. And they have that... what is it? It's not rockabilly. I can't think of the name of it, but it happened...
Call it like Rockabilly Weekend?
Yeah, something. It's they have a name for it, but that happens once a year. That's a lot of fun. I have a good time going to that. But I like that scene, and because it's different. It's not the same old trance club or whatever. I like going to different things, seeing different things. But yeah, so Dani is very cool, and she, for those who don't know, everybody knows I'm a painter. That's pretty much what's on my business cards. Dani also is an artist. And one of the things...
I have painted.
Yeah,
I'm not Jamie level painter.
No, but she's really good. But sculpting, oh my God. The first time I saw some of your sculpture work, I was blown away. And I was thinking to myself, this is the real deal stuff here. This is...
Anyone that creates something and they believe that it's art and they've put their energy
You're absolutely
into
right.
it, then it's
100%.
art. And that's the real deal.
100%. I'm just saying, from an academic standpoint and whatnot, I could see what she was doing and appreciate the skill level of that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't speak out of turn. It's very true. You got a couple degrees. You specialize in ceramics.
Sculptural
ceramics.
Sculptural ceramics was my specialty. So I have my bachelor's in fine arts from FGCU. I have an
design degree.
What is it? A minor in interdisciplinary studies, which just means that I couldn't get enough school and I took too many classes and they had to give me another degree. So I just took too many classes and they're like, well, it doesn't really equal anything. So we're going to call it interdisciplinary studies because you took a lot of like random classes that mean nothing to anything. So here you go. You have a minor. So I have a bachelor's in fine arts. My specialty was sculptural ceramics. I have a minor in interdisciplinary studies. After I got my degree from FGCU, I went back to school immediately and got a degree in interior design and decorating because I thought that's what I wanted to do until I finished my associates in that. So I did it backwards. So I got a bachelor's and then got another associate's. So I got another 2 years after my bachelor's. At this point, with all of the education I have, I could have been a freaking doctor.
Yeah.
Yet here I am, not a doctor.
Professional student.
Professional student.
But it's very true, folks. And the thing is these are all great. The great thing about these accolades is you have the knowledge.
I like learning.
Yeah, and you know how to think, and you can understand papers and books and all of that. Mm-hmm. Speaking from an academic, from an academic artistic point of view is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she can read The Cat in the Hat. No, of course she can't.
I can't. I
avid
enjoy
reader.
Cat in the Hat.
She always got a stack of books next to her bed.
I do. I have 3 right now.
And
then I have 2 more in a book and a box.
But folks, when people start throwing the alphabet down a little bit about what they do, understand something very true. The reality. I have an MFA, which stands for a Master's of Effing Around. No, it's a fine arts, but
I have a bachelor's in basket weaving. Literally nothing. Literally exactly. Art. There are no life skills here. But true. I did, besides the art, while I was in college, through all of my degrees, I worked for a very, very large publicly traded cosmetic company. So there are a lot of life skills.
There's one in your city.
There is one in every city. There's probably 3.
Exactly. Just think orange, folks. Just think orange.
Think about orange. Yeah.
A lot of orange.
So got a lot of life skills there. Art does not just stay in ceramics. I'm also a makeup artist, professional makeup artist. I've been doing makeup since I was 18 years old. That is, at this point now, more than half of my life. So you can guesstimate my age from that. So for me, makeup is also an art. So with that, I also do cosplay. So costumes, cosplay, prop making. Usually there's a giant sword, prop sword hanging on the wall behind you, but I think that has since
it's in the attic.
It's in the attic. Yeah. My art has been relegated to the attic.
It was replaced by the Da Vinci sketches.
That's rude. That has to be replaced by someone. I guess Da Vinci is a good one to have been replaced by.
But no, she has lots of... Look at that, a whole shelf of stuff.
Shelf over there.
Tubs and totes in there.
It's everywhere. You cannot escape it.
But no, it's amazing. Some of the cosplay work she does is... prop making, the skill involved.
I love prop making.
She can take a piece of foam rubber mat and...
There's one right there.
Yeah, because I was using it replacing the neighbor's garbage disposal earlier. She can take this and make that into armor or whatever, and it looks, and paint it, and it looks like steel. It blows me away.
Or a sword.
Or a sword, or whatever.
Or
a gun.
A chest plate, or whatever it is.
Laser or something. Yeah, whatever she needs.
Yeah.
Rocket pack.
A rocket pack, yep. A pair of boots. I have made a pair of boots out of that. I will never make a pair of shoes again. That was awful. I made one shoe and I was like, yeah, score, I have one shoe. It's perfect. I love it. It took me like a week to make this one freaking boot. And then I looked down and I'm like, oh, I have to make another one. But you can't just walk around with one shoe. It's not canon. The character has 2 legs.
But yeah, she's really good at that. And you can see a lot of her work on her Insta. We have links and everything right down here that you can click on and see all of that. In addition to that, and putting up with me and Mei Ling, and Babycat and Ursula and Raven and the menagerie of
All of my
little
babies.
family.
All my babies.
I know. We got all these animals. We were changing the neighbor. We have an elder neighbor who was needed. She got a dishwasher. Her garbage disposal was
bad.
Was very bad and very hard to get out. And we replaced it today. Got her all situated. But when we were over there, she takes care of her special needs granddaughter. And they're both sweet, very sweet, you know. And folks, you have to help. If you have an elder neighbor that needs something, you got to do it. That's just part of living in the little village here. That's part of just part of being a good person.
Again, going back, the world needs more love.
Yeah.
If you can help a neighbor,
you got to do it.
And it might be frustrating in the moment, and you might just want to relax and be a potato. That's what I said earlier. I was texting someone, and I said, I want to be a potato today. I didn't want to get up and help my neighbor, but
I didn't either.
Our neighbor needed help, and they're elderly, and the world needs more love, and the world needs help, so we helped.
So we helped, and we did it.
And then I was a potato afterwards.
And we knocked it out, and Dani was there right next to me doing that. It helped a lot. Well, anyway, the point of what I was going to say is a little, I don't want to say their names on the air, but the granddaughter, what's she about?
She's 21 now.
I know, but mentally I'm saying she's probably
maybe 10,
something like that. So she has that's what you're dealing with. And she's just super nice and super cool. And we like her a lot. Put together that basketball hoop. Oh, man. And
she's really good at basketball.
You guys have to understand, you're like, Jamie's really laid back and really
she's
cool.
A triple black belt.
Yeah. So there you go. Good friend to have when you're walking the dog.
She'll kick your butt if you're mean.
But I'm a typical guy when it comes to fixing stuff, and I had to watch my language a little bit over there working on this because it was hard. But all the things had rusted away. It was just real hard to get this out. But she had a little goldfish in its little goldfish bowl. That goldfish, Daisy, is so happy every time she sees me. She comes over and follows my finger around and just loves me. And I was like, oh, I felt the pull of, I'm like, do I need a fish? Do I have room in here to put a fish somewhere? I really don't. And I don't need a fish. But
if we were going to get anything, we'd get you a Pac-Man frog.
Yeah, because, we would, similar. We just like to sit around and eat. Have an attitude.
It's true. It's accurate.
You'd come in here and the Pac-Man frog have a little tie on.
And a scarf.
Its
hair would be like...
You can't see my hair today because of the...
Because of the background. There it is. There.
Anyhow, so that's our advice. Try to be good people, be good to your neighbors and stuff. And even if, believe me, folks, even if you don't agree with them politically or whatever, you know what? And we don't. We're the free thinkers of the block, but
of our neighborhood.
Yeah, it's very true.
And there's also a lot of talk of, which I'm not here for.
Oh yeah, I had to correct her.
Yeah, a lot of talk of, I'm just a girl. I don't know how to do. How do you know how to do that? I'm just a girl.
Yeah, I don't want to be. What'd she tell you? I learned a long time ago when a man's working not to bother him. A woman shouldn't bother him. And Dani was like,
I am not the one.
Yeah, that was the wrong.
I am not the one.
No, that did not lead to a big confrontation.
It didn't. It led to a conversation where I said, I am one of three. I'm the oldest of three girls. My father is an engineer. My mother worked for an architect. My uncle is an architect. My sister, who is, as we were kids, she wasn't, but she is now an engineer. My father raised us to be self-sufficient, to not have to depend on somebody else, whether it be a man, a woman,
whatever,
whoever, it doesn't matter, just a person in general. He taught us to be self-sufficient. I don't need somebody else to fix my stuff for me. It is nice that I have someone that will do that for me, but I was raised to not. So I only use the just a girl when I don't want to do something. But I know how to.
I think a lot of girls who use that, that's a lot of truth to that.
He said, I'm sorry, I just cut you off in traffic. I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl.
But no, and it's
I was raised.
But my point of what I was saying is, even if you don't agree in these divided times and whatnot, yesterday. She's like, well, Elon Musk has this new thing that cuts your electric bill in half, and you think that's real? And I'm thinking to myself, my first thought was,
did we just look at each other and you went, I gotta go inside now?
Yeah.
And I went, oh, he left me here with her to have
I
this
did.
conversation.
I exited the beach.
He did. He goes, all right, I'm gonna go inside. I gotta go to the bathroom now. And I was like, oh, shit. Damn,
I'm thinking to myself,
you said you're the nice one. You can
why
have that
would Elon Musk
Dani.
do that? He wouldn't.
He wouldn't. He's not.
No. He wants to make as much money off of as many people as possible. That's his whole thing. And hey, whatever. He's got to look at himself when he shaves. That's all I'm saying. He deals with that karma as he will deal with that karma. I don't want to be standing next to him waiting for the bus when that karma finally comes back. But that's my decision.
Yeah.
But
and this is not us talking shit.
No,
about
no,
him
not at all.
Or anybody else.
Yeah, it's just you have to understand, especially when you're dealing with people of a certain age, like myself, who maybe aren't as savvy with technology and media bombardment that everybody is. And they're going to have certain, our other neighbors, they got a Trump sign in their window. I got to go fix her toilet flush valve probably tomorrow. But the thing is we don't have those conversations. She knows I'm not a Trumper. I know she is. So we talk about other things. And
when she's outside and the volume is too loud on her Fox News, we turn on classical music.
That's right. Suddenly my garden needs its daily dose of classical music. And
the tomatoes need their Beethoven.
That's right. Here's some Handel for you. Nothing drowns out morning Fox News like Tchaikovsky. That's how we deal with that. But it ain't like we're fighting with neighbors or anything. Far from it.
We actually love our neighbor. We got really lucky. We have really, really great neighbors in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
We don't always see eye to eye, but that doesn't mean that it needs to be a big brawl.
No. And to get...
It takes all different types of people to make the world go round, and just because that's your opinion doesn't mean it's correct.
Exactly.
That's it. Like, your opinion's not correct, but you're allowed to have an opinion.
And we got to give our neighbors credit too. Yeah, they deal with us. What month is what's the Gay Pride Month? I forget.
Every month.
June. I know, but specifically, we have a lot of gay friends and whatnot, and relations and what have you. The Gay Pride flags during Gay Pride Month go out in front of the house, and not once has any of our neighbors said a word to it because they understand. Those are the weirdo artists living down there. But they sure do make the block interesting. And they're always here to help. That's how we live. That's just what we do. Their dog looks weird as hell.
She's so cute. Everyone loves our dog, but they know she's so mean.
Yeah, she's a mean dog.
She's a mean girl.
Good. She's sweet to us. That's how Shar-Peis are, though. They'll pick a couple people that they're in love with. And everybody else...
Who's really, really, really big into the LGBTQIA plus community?
Mei Ling.
Mei Ling.
Oh, I think she's a little pro-choice.
Mei Ling is a lesbian.
Yeah, she does not like men. Papa's the only guy.
Mei Ling is a lesbian.
And it's funny because when some of our best friends, Julie and Rose Thorngood, the author. Thorngard, excuse me, the author, come over. Mei Ling
makes a spectacle of herself.
Oh, she is just my people.
Spectacle.
Yeah, she's into them.
Their whole belly and everything. Just please let me. Look at their feet and everything.
Yes.
Mei Ling, put the freak flag away for half of a second,
exactly.
Please. Let that out. Give it a minute.
It's very true.
Chill for a second. Maybe watch a movie first.
And no, we're not watching, but I'm a cheerleader again.
No.
Jesus. 187 times, Mei Ling. We don't want to watch it. And we're not watching Far and Away. Or what was the one with...
What is that?
The two dogs and the cat where they get lost and they...
Homeward Bound!
Homeward Bound. We're not watching that again.
Far and Away.
No, Far and Away was the... Let's take the Indians' land in Oklahoma. That's the movie.
That's your movie.
Oh, don't... Yeah. There's certain movies like that my nativeness comes out.
Far and Away.
If I watch Far and Away or... even Dance with Wolves, I'm just saying you don't want to be Caucasian and hanging out with me for about 2 days after I watch
He
that
watches
movie.
those when I go out of town.
And
I'm sure he was watching that when I was in
Ooh.
Vegas. And he was like, let my white wife go to Vegas and I'll watch this. I'll be native by myself.
Me and
So,
my dog.
okay.
Me and my Chinese dog that wears the Indian scarves around every day.
Yeah, little native print scarves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mei Ling.
Now, me and Mei Ling, we watch, our big thing is, and Dani will tell you, it's very true, we watch these Alaska shows. We like the Alaska shows.
I like them too, though.
Yeah.
We wouldn't make it.
I would definitely make it.
No, he wouldn't.
Mei Ling would be pulling me on a sled. Wouldn't even need any other dogs, just me and May.
Absolutely not. Mei Ling could not lift all of that. Are you crazy?
We would take the sled to our
Mei
igloo.
Ling can't even pull Big Bertha.
That's very true. Anyway.
Mei Ling is a prissy, sweet, prissy little Asian white dog.
For those who don't know, Big Bertha it's not a derogatory term towards anyone. It is the heavy duty
piano dolly.
No, the piano dolly's over there.
Oh, that's the piano dolly.
Big Bertha is the garden cart that I made. And
yeah, she's got giant wheels on her, and he takes her up the street
and to pick up pianos.
What do you to pick up pianos?
Pallets. I love pallets.
Every time he does love pallets. Let me tell you, folks, this man loves a good pallet right here. A paint palette, a garden palette, a wooden palette.
I can make it into something.
A palette. He loves it. Anytime we see a palette on the side, it doesn't matter where we are. We could be driving. The music could be blaring, and this man right here would go, pallets.
They're calling to me.
And if it's in the neighborhood, he'll get Big Bertha and Mei Ling, and he'll go walk up there and go grab those pallets. But he'll have to whisper it first. He has to, pallets.
True.
Every time. Every time. And if he doesn't, I make him stop and I make him say it over again. I said, wait, what? And I'll say, what? Say that again? Pallets.
It's very true. A lot of our raised beds in the garden.
Are pallets,
raised by pallets.
Mm-hmm. And then we have planters in pallets. You can do all sorts of stuff with pallets. So if you see a pallet, you should pick it up.
There's benches over in your witch garden
yes,
over there.
We have benches over there. They don't look like pallets anymore, and they're the perfect bench. They're great. I hang out over there with Raven, my witch garden cat.
Yep. And speaking of Raven, for those who don't know, I'll put a little video right here. Check. This is Raven. And we're back. That was Raven. No, I'll edit.
I know, I get it. The magic of editing. The magic of the internet.
It was 1 year ago today, because I've shown this on Facebook and stuff. There was a video when Raven first showed up.
It wasn't today.
It was yesterday.
Was it really?
It's been a year since Raven's been here.
Oh, little Raven girl.
Our backyard's ginormous. One side's probably more Cherokee, Native American themed. The other side is more pagan, witchy themed. And the butterfly gardens over there and stuff. But in the butterfly...
Which side is which?
Yeah. Anyhow, we have a bird bath, big concrete bird bath. And all the animals around, I change the water in that every other day. They all drink out of that. But poor Raven, this stray cat, we have all these stray cats that kind of show up every so often. We always have an outdoor cat.
And they always get adopted by someone in the neighborhood.
Usually, yeah. But Raven has not. I don't know if it's...
Yes, she is.
Well, by us.
She's ours.
Yeah. But anyway, Raven showed up, and she was getting up there, balancing, trying to get a drink, and I said, well, we can't have that. And plus, I just built her that cat house out of a pallet and an old dog house. But I got a lot of the wood for it doesn't matter. So I saw her having a hard time getting a drink, so I built her a little step so she can get up there. And there's a video that you just saw of her drinking out of the bird bath. And Dani took that out of the bedroom window a year ago yesterday. been a year. I couldn't believe it. She'd been here a year.
Over a year.
Yeah.
Because Jujubee passed in October and then she showed up in like December. So it's been.
Yeah.
Oh no!
No, she showed up in October. It was a week after he passed.
You're right.
Yeah. So it's been a year.
It's been a year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she showed up a week after and she had a lot of traits of Jujubee's. My boy Cat had him forever and he passed. That was really hard. And then I had surgery and then a couple weeks after that, Raven showed up. And so the more time I spent with her, the more traits of Jujubee she had. And I was like, oh, the universe. The universe gave me pieces of Jujubee back.
And it's amazing. We have all these vegetable gardens and stuff out back, and we have a nice backyard. I work real hard on that. And we have an iguana problem down here. The iguanas will decimate the vegetable garden. No, we don't. But
Florida does.
Yeah, Florida does. They will eat vegetables, stalks, leaves, everything, vegetable down to the ground, to the root. They'll pull the roots up and eat those too. But we don't have any of that. And I think it's because of the raven and the outdoor cat. They chase them off. They know that that's their job in our little unit here, our little family
Everybody
unit.
works.
Everybody works.
Jamie likes to say that frequently. Everybody works.
Yeah, you have to. We all are. We don't always want to.
We want to be potato.
It's very nice. It's very nice to have a day. And sometimes that's a good piece of advice. Sometimes take a day. You know what I mean?
Self-care.
You got to. And if that means sitting watching YouTube Alaska survival shelter videos for the day.
If that means playing video games. If that means
whatever it is you
book,
do. Yeah.
Cooking a soup. Like doing whatever it is that you want to do to refill your cup. Then that is okay. You are allowed to do that.
Absolutely.
Because people don't talk about self-care enough in this world. There's so many issues right now. We need more love and we need more self-care. But I think that taking a day to yourself to do whatever fills your cup is really important because you cannot fill someone else's cup if your cup is empty. You can only fill other people's cups if you have a full cup also. So you have to make sure to take the time to fill your own cup, which means doing things that you enjoy. Very,
very true. And you just have to do that. You can't do it every day.
And it's not always easy to do. Some people are like, I can only dedicate 20 minutes to myself every day. But that's how you get. Yeah, but that's how you get burnout.
Yeah.
Like you don't need an entire day, but you need to do something to fill your own cup. It's important.
I have found
for your mental health.
And folks, find whatever it is you need to find for you. For me, I have found mowing the grass, doing my little outdoor chores, working in the garden, things like that. Mindless activity allows me to think about a painting I'm going to work on, or I am working on, or whatever. I like having those little, and I try to do that for an hour or two a day. One of these little mindless things, mowing the grass, things like that, doing dishes, just mindless activity of something that needs to be done, but you just give yourself a little bit of a break. Not everything has to be a 5-alarm fire crisis. And keep things in perspective, too. Now, if you're a surgeon and somebody's on the table and they're needing their spleen replaced, well, yeah, roll your sleeves up and get to work. Well, that's important. But if nobody's on the operating table, you can take some time. That's all I'm saying. Meditate.
In your off time, not while you're on the clock. In order to continue being on the clock or just an active member of society, not that we want to be fully an active member of society all the time, you don't have to be, but in order to do that, you need to take time for yourself. You need to figure out something that you enjoy doing. For Jamie, it's painting. For me, it's ceramics. I also like crystals. Let me segue into
That's a great segue.
Business.
That is a great segue.
I'm going to segue. We're going to segue. So I also have another bit of business where me and my friend Travis, my business partner Travis, And we have a really good time with that. We do markets. They make really good little gifts. So it is looking like holiday season. This is not a sales pitch, but also keep in the back of your head, shop small businesses for holidays. It'll help people like us. And probably someone you know has a small business. So I think shopping small is really important. But our business name is Spectral Moon, or the Spectral Moon on social medias. And I make little ceramic charging plates. So that's how I use a little bit of my creative outlet for a small business. And that's how I fill my cup, is by doing ceramics and doing art and crystals.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She just had a situation where we had that hurricane that happened. It didn't affect, it was north from where we are. We're quite a ways south.
Yeah, but it was really scary.
It was really scary. A lot of tornadoes are all over the place.
Close to us.
And
the tornadoes created
but
more damage.
I think this was the hurricane before that one, Helene, that affected more people in the southeast, not just in Florida.
Yeah, that's the one that decimated not just Florida, but took out parts of the Carolinas, Tennessee. Yeah, it was rough. Helene was bad, yeah.
And she had a girlfriend of hers from her small business friends, another person that has a small business. And I don't want to tell too many tales or anything like that, because frankly, we've had this conversation, but I didn't know I was going to say it, but it was such a cool thing that I think we should. Her friend, your necklace.
Oh, no, that's unrelated to a hurricane.
Oh, I thought you had told me.
No.
Well, I guess we'll be editing this.
We're editing this.
I was under the impression
you support small businesses. So
that you supported her because they had some damage and whatnot.
Couldn't. So the world being the world that we live in currently, there are a lot of people who cannot get medications that they need to survive. Unrelated to storms or anything like that. Just like the world that we live in is a really rough place to be, and life-saving medications are not always available to people who aren't insured or do not work corporate jobs, and It's really hard to get. Those life-saving medications are really, really difficult. And so people with small businesses who struggle to pay for their medications or struggle to keep their lights on or feed themselves or literally anything, because I'm not putting anyone's business out there, but at the same time, people go through things. We went through things.
Life is a series of peaks and valleys. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, life do be lifing. So whatever it is, think about shopping small business. And I try to support as many small businesses as I possibly can.
We both do, yeah.
We both do. I buy a lot of all of my candles now come from small businesses. A lot of my stuff around the house, like decor, comes from small businesses. 99% of my jewelry now will come from small businesses or my own business. So yeah, supporting small businesses is really important, because you have no idea you have a sale in your small business, like the difference that can make in your life. And
absolutely, good reason to get out of bed in the morning,
in your day. Like sometimes just having a sale, like whether it's keeping your lights on or not, doesn't matter. Like it could be a $3 sale. It doesn't matter, because that small business owner is saying, okay, what I'm doing is important. People enjoy what I'm doing.
Yeah, somebody's digging what I'm doing.
Exactly. It makes you feel valid in what you're doing and that people enjoy what you're doing. And most of the time, people are buying from a person. They're not buying from a business. Like, you make sure that you're buying from a person and not a business. So try and support small businesses. It's really important.
Independent film, artists, music, things like that. Go, if you're going out on a Friday, go see that local band or that band that's playing, and hit that merch table.
Yeah. Go to a market.
Yeah, go to these. Dani and Travis do these markets. They're I don't know what they're called, an artesian
like
market.
Artisan market.
An artisan market.
Farmer's market, artisan markets, because even like in a farmer's market, go support a local farmer. Go support like a local baker. Any of these, like little local community building things are really, really important.
And if everybody does that, it's and I know, and I understand that I personally maybe come off a little not as crafty, maybe, as I don't know if that's the right word, but with my merch store and the paintings on merch and stuff, you're like, well, those are made by a machine and blah blah, and they absolutely are all American made, unless they're printed
but
on
your
demand.
originals are originals.
Yeah, those are all.
This painting behind us and the entire wall of paintings here and every painting we have in our house was painted by a human.
That's absolutely.
Either you or me or
somebody.
One other person.
Yeah.
I think that we have one. We have a couple of paintings in the house. Yeah. We're out of walls though.
But,
so.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
We're also out of shelves.
But the reality is I do have a pretty successful print on demand business and whatnot that features paintings and stuff that I've painted, and it's great when people support that. I super appreciate that. It's awesome and whatnot.
Or buy originals.
Yeah.
If you don't need a print, buy an original. If you really want to support an artist, get something from an artist. Get an original. Ask if they do commissions.
I was just gonna say
that. We love that.
Yeah.
As artists, we love a commission.
Absolutely, and it's and most people will work with you on the price. I do a little probably better than some on price, only because of the drop ship business. I know this painting came about, the one behind us right now. Dani and I were talking the other night, and we were talking about
vampires
and the eBay shop. And in that conversation, it came out that we don't have any vampire paintings there. The last 3 original paintings that we sold were all vampire. Vampire is very popular, especially this time of year.
I love them.
And anytime I paint a vampire, it sells.
Yeah, because vampires are awesome and they're hot, and you just want to bite people.
Yeah, and and
Dang.
it goes in cycles. A couple years ago, it was all zombie stuff, but now vampires are real in vogue right now. And so the next morning, in my schedule, I get up super early and whatnot. But one of the things I do in the morning is I draw out the next painting. And that was the very next day after that conversation. I'm like, oh, got to get a vampire painting out there.
Because you sold the other vampire painting. And then we had no more vampires.
The shelves were bare of vampires.
I know.
Yeah, you can't have that.
Can't have that.
Anyhow, this painting, I can sell it for a reasonable price. I don't have to sell this for thousands of dollars or anything, because yes, that'll sell. This will be on somebody's wall above their piano or wherever, but also it will be in our merch store after that happens. It gets licensed and everything, and it goes into the merch store. And that painting, that image, I should say, not the painting, but the image, will generate more income for as long as we have merch with it up. So I know that in the long run, that painting is making money and it makes sense. I don't have to get a huge amount at the initial sale because I have the back end also. And that's just part of my business strategy and whatnot.
Yeah, but also, if that's a really good point, though, if finances are a concern, small businesses are going to be able to help work with you, create a payment plan, something like that, potentially. Like, you can't walk into Target and be like, I really want this TV, but can we work something out? Like, I can handle this amount of money, and yeah, you can do a credit card, but then you're going to be paying interest. Like, a small business isn't going to make you pay interest. They're not going to hound you for a credit card payment. No, a small business, like, you're supporting an individual.
Big paintings, we break up payments all the time with people
exactly.
and stuff, you know?
You can always work out a payment plan. That's another great thing about having a small business or working with small businesses, is that if you really want something, if you're really into something, you're trying to get a gift for someone, you're trying to get a gift for yourself, self-care, they're always willing to
they'll
help
work with you.
Yeah, you can work it out.
And it's It's so important. And anybody who's doing something, we all work real hard on our passions and our visions and what we are doing. It becomes who we are as artists or musicians, filmmakers, whatever, entrepreneurs.
It's nice to feel
It's just a good
validated
feeling.
in doing what you're doing.
Yeah, that somebody's digging what you're
do.
throwing down.
Picking up what you're putting down.
Exactly. I tell you, because the majority of people probably aren't. It's the majority of people ain't gonna want a bath towel with a vampire on it. People
Maybe
out there
not this
will.
one. She looks like she's trying to crawl and create some space between us.
She's coming after you, babe. She's saying, "Ooh, that neck right there."
I'll bite her. Bite her right back. She does have tights on.
There you go. Anyhow, I paint those because they're fun. They're hard to paint.
It's a flex.
It is a little bit. All the angles, the flex in that painting. I shouldn't even be saying this stuff because I feel bad saying the word flex or anything. I don't do stuff for that, but I will throw flex in.
I think you do it more to challenge yourself
than
anything else, to keep yourself sharp.
If you look at her sunglasses, you see the reflection of that hand right there.
Oh, I just noticed that.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a flex.
I'm seeing, for me, it was always fabric folds. In art school, fabric folds, it's a no for me. I'm not, if it has fabric, I'm not painting it. Period. The end. If it's water and there's a reflection on the surface, absolutely not. It is not for me. I can dry brush some stuff. I was talking about props. Okay? I can spray paint.
I'm saying have an open mind, be open to learning new things. People laugh at me when we go to an art show or something. Dani talks to everybody. She's a social one out of us. And I go around and scan every painting in there like the Terminator or something. I am like, just how did they do this? How did they do that? How can I apply that? Here's how that works.
Yeah, but you've not seen me with a piece of pottery in a Goodwill. You put me in a Goodwill. Ask anybody who I've been to a Goodwill with. Ask anybody who I've been to a thrift store with. If I find a piece of ceramics, oh, that's my cup. Give me a piece of ceramics. Oh, I made this plate. I see a piece of ceramic anywhere. I'm picking it up off the shelf. I'm touching it. I'm putting it through my hands. I'm running my fingers all over it. I'm looking at the foot and I go, oh, that's a good foot, is usually one of the sentences I say. And I'll say, oh, this was handmade. Okay, I like this glaze. This is a high fire. This is a low fire. And I analyze that piece of pot. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be a little tiny plate. It could be, I like this plate. Oh, that's pretty on camera. Wow. I made this one. This one's cute.
She has more of those on their website.
This is a cute one. Sorry, this is Jamie's. I made this one for him. I actually do like it.
I needed something to put my little treasures in up here.
You put your treasures. Here, put your treasures back. But yeah, I'll walk into a Goodwill and I will pick up a piece of ceramic and I will analyze it. And I will tell you exactly how it's made. Where is it coming from? Was it handmade? Was it made in a factory? When was it made? I will tell you everything about that piece of ceramic that I know about. And I will also analyze the way that it's made so that I can learn more about that process.
Learning never stops. Learning, you never finish learning.
Or if I see something that I enjoy about it, I'll go, ooh, how can I make that my own?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And that's why...
Yeah, catch me in a Goodwill looking at ceramics.
Well, you go to any big city with any large art museum in any city, you'll go in and you'll see students copying the masters, the people in the museum. And the reason they're doing that is they're learning how to do whatever it is they're copying there. They're not making forgeries. No one's trying to sell that or anything. But the thing with art, just like athletics, just like music, just like whatever, robbing banks, whatever it is you do.
We're not robbing banks.
No, don't rob a bank.
No. Do not give that advice. It's bad advice.
What I'm saying is the more you do something, the better you get at it.
Yes.
People ask me all that, well, you just have all this natural talent. The natural talent is I do this every day for 20 years. That's the natural talent.
And somebody can have natural talent, but you can also learn.
Yeah,
There is
I do not.
the ability to learn.
Yeah.
If I made him do ceramics, he'd be like, "Are you crazy, person?"
No, but if I did
not.
it for 10 years every day,
Right.
I'd probably be pretty good at it. And I can say that about anything. But from baking cookies to birth and bake, whatever, if you do something, whatever it is you're doing, you do it consistently, and you have an open mindset of learning, not knowing everything, and maybe learning and picking up different things, you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably saying that terribly. I am not a teacher, folks.
I am.
Dani is. Dani is, definitely.
I'm not an actual teacher, but I have taught. I did teach cosmetics at the school, one of the schools that I went to, because I am also an esthetician.
But you've got that good personality. I don't have the patience for it.
Teach skincare.
I
teach.
I have one of the things the universe consistently is trying to teach me
is patience.
He
has 0.
I have a lot.
Negative 500. He rolled a -2 in charisma and patience.
I'm pretty good on.
You're pretty okay. Well, on the internet, you're really good with charisma. You rolled a nat 20 in charisma on the internet. In person, you rolled maybe like a 10.
Yeah. It's very true. I'm not as extroverted as everybody probably assumes I am.
I rolled a nat 20.
Yeah, you're great. She is great. I've never seen anybody work a party better. She knows everybody. She knows their names. She pays attention to it. I'm busy looking at paintings. We go to an art gallery opening and stuff.
Walking around like this.
And it's not because I'm stuck up. I'm getting my lessons in. That's all I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. There's always something to learn. Always learn something from somebody. And it's all about having an open mind.
You have to. And not everybody, I don't even want to get into all that.
I don't know what he's going to say, but if you don't want to, then don't.
In regards to art,
oh God,
one of my biggest complaints is the fundamental number 1 of the top 10 commandments of art and art appreciation. All art is subjective.
Yes.
Just because you don't particularly dig something that somebody's done, anybody could have painted that abstract painting. I saw you coming.
Well, not everyone likes Francis Bacon, but I do.
Yeah, everybody's got their own taste, their own preferences and whatnot.
Where's that one you sent me yesterday? Cannibal?
That was today.
Was that today?
From 5.
I said, this is the creepiest painting I've ever seen. I love it.
Anyhow. These are the text conversations that a well-adjusted, well-nurtured married couple has.
And we're in the same room while this is happening.
Yeah, I just sent it across. I sent that picture of that cannibal painting to space, bounced it off a satellite.
To come into our living room.
To go 15 feet.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, art is subjective. My cup of tea is not going to be someone else's cup of tea. Not everyone wants to be moodang and bite people, and that's fine.
Just like music,
but fine.
Just like music. Everybody likes their own kind of music and whatnot.
I met someone who doesn't like Sleep Token the other day.
That's like a cardinal sin in your world.
I know.
That's like your favorite band.
One of them. I know. I was very sad. Very disappointed.
I'm sure they're okay and they're good people, and I'm sure that they probably like Duran Duran, so that's okay.
I don't know if they like Duran.
Everybody likes Duran Duran.
No,
that's the best band in the world.
No, I'm so sorry.
Every lyric's a Jamie painting.
You know what? Because they redeem themselves, they like him.
Is she a nice girl?
Yeah.
Well, see, there you go. How did I know? I shouldn't make fun. They're a good band. They had one of the very best covers of what's that Chris Isaak song that they covered? Where they're making out on the beach.
Summer Wine?
No, that's a great song.
But
oh my God!
They do a cover of that too.
Yeah, that's just the lead singer though.
So good.
No, that love song that Chris Isaak did, and he's making out with the model on the beach.
I don't know. I didn't see the video. I don't know the video.
No, the hymn video is all winter, and there's wolves, it's winter and blizzard. Doesn't matter. Anyway, folks, if you know the name of that song and can remember it, because I can't.
Yeah, let us know in the comments.
In the comments below. We love that engagement. Anywho. Well, folks, I'm looking at the time. We have went longer than we were supposed to. We finally did this. We've been putting this off and it's not because we didn't have anything to say, because we can have these conversations. The thing is, it's just life. We are very, very not too busy for you. We love you guys.
We're never too busy for you.
No.
And if you like this show and you want us to do it again, I don't know why you would want that. But like, if you want us to do this
maybe
again,
once a month or something.
Let us know. Let us know if you want to see us
talk about
whatever it is
whatever of the day
about.
And
self-care again.
Yeah, believe me, we're very opinionated. We can talk about all kinds of stuff.
I can come back next time with my vampire teeth.
You can't. We can give that. Dani changed my life about 2 months ago. I don't know. You saw it on TikTok or something. Somebody made some nachos and they used Dorito chips and on a sheet pan in the oven. And we did that.
So we made nachos, but instead of regular corn tortilla chips, I used Doritos. And then just made like taco meat like you normally would. And so you lay out all the Doritos on a sheet pan. And then you put beans and you put the taco meat. Or you could do chicken. You could do shredded chicken. Whatever you want. Whatever kind of
I tried that
protein you want on your Doritos, nachos, tacos, whatever. And you just lay it out, cheese, and then you put it in the oven and you bake them, and then you have Doritos nachos, and they are chef's kiss. But now Jimmy wants them every freaking day. That's all he wants to eat
every day.
I don't want that every day.
It's like the time you made that potato soup.
Oh my God, we have potato soup like every day for a month and a half. And potato soup is like one of my favorite soups. But like also, I can't eat that much potato soup. I need to have some diversity. I could eat a bean burrito every day for the rest of my life. But do not perceive me right now.
I was just thinking, we tried the Cool Ranch with chicken.
That wasn't as good.
Wasn't as good, but I just had the thought, it just popped in there.
What?
You get some thick cut bacon and you cut that up and cook that up and put that in there with it.
Bacon tacos?
No, with the chicken and the Cool Ranch Doritos.
Do that chicken ranch.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That would be really good, is all I'm saying.
Jamie makes this stuff, and it's called crack chicken, and it is delicious, and he makes it in the Instapot. So you cook the chicken, you shred the chicken, and then you do what? I don't even remember what's in it.
Cheese.
It's cream cheese, sour cream, ranch, like a packet of ranch, like the dry ranch mix, and bacon, like finely chopped bacon. You mix it all up. But that on the Cool Ranch Doritos
would be amazing. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Really good. I'm saying, if you're having a Halloween party.
I hate it here.
Anyhow, this has been our show.
I don't know what
my
we're
better
talking
half,
about
Dani.
Anymore.
Links and everything, of course. If you're watching one of our amazing shorts that will be from this, why the Dani picture is right there below it, right down there.
My
so,
picture's down there?
Yeah, because I figured a new way to put the show cover into the short. Because it's that elongated cell phone, smartphone template, and then it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I don't know what it's saying to me.
Yeah. Also, always leave it in a comment or whatever if you have an idea of. I know I have all kinds of different people out there that prefer. Some prefer my abstract work. Some like vampires. Some like glamorous women up to no good.
Some like paintings of me.
Yeah. No, we're not selling any paintings. Everybody's like, why don't you do more painting? I've got a whole wall of Dani paintings in there.
A whole wall of me.
It doesn't make us any money.
It could.
No pictures of Mei Ling in there either.
Oh, yeah, we haven't sold any paintings of Mei Ling. If you would like a painting of Mei Ling, a painting of me, a painting of Jamie, a painting of Ursula or Babycat.
The only thing other than we're joking about that, but I did post some pictures of the backyard on social media a while back. And some people saw some of our outdoor paintings, our garden paintings, and some of the Indian ones that I've done. I don't sell, that's something I don't sell, are my Native American paintings. There's nothing wrong with people who do. For me...
You're not trying to make money on your culture.
I just paint those for us and our enjoyment.
And he is a card-carrying member of the Cherokee Nation.
That's very true. It's very true.
But we're not trying to make money off of
we
our
don't
backgrounds.
use that. And again, there are native artists out there that are phenomenal. They're fantastic.
Absolutely.
And
support them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you can support him as a Cherokee artist, but not for his Cherokee art.
Yeah, I don't sell my native art. No, it is wicked. Oh, I put it out.
I know, it was just there earlier.
I know, I brought it in for the hurricane and it's back outside now.
They are really good.
Yeah,
they are really good.
But they're for us. Anyway, enough about that. And whatever you want me to see.
Every artist has some pieces that they keep for themselves.
Yeah, you have to.
I keep 90% of mine.
You have to. I got to come up with a new one. I want to paint that table we just got. I want to put a cool table on, painting on that.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, it'll be cool. It'll be something. I just haven't figured out. And I got an idea. Well, I didn't want to say because that's going to be a surprise for the witch garden. I got something that's rattling around.
Dani surprise.
Yep, and it's just got to be find the time. Get up an extra hour early, knock it out. Do that every day for a week and be done.
There you go.
Okay, folks, that's going to wrap it up for us.
Another 15 minutes of rambling.
Welcome to our world.
This is our life.
Yeah.
It's another day.
We'll see you soon. Thanks for tuning in or listening or however you enjoyed this. And we will see you next time. Have a good one, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
This has been pop art painter Jamie Roxx's Pop Roxx Radio Talk Show. It has been executive produced by Jamie Roxx, recorded at his studio in Deerfield Beach in South Florida. All rights reserved by Pop Roxx Limited.
Hannah Oli, Pop Roxx Radio.
Estás escuchando Jamie Roxx de Pop Roxx Radio. Manténganse al tanto.
Hej, det här är Hicks från Sverige och ni lyssnar till Pop Roxx Radio med Jamie Roxx.